Welcome back to the Alpha Insider Show. I'm Aaron, and today we've got something truly special. What if I told you that every skill you've ever learned, every challenge, every victory could come together like a symphony? Sounds poetic, right? Well, it's more than just a metaphor. It's the essence of Dr. Bach's very first book, Symphony of Skill, where he recounts his 20-year journey as an entrepreneur. In this episode, we're diving into those hard-earned lessons and insights that helped him master the art of business and life. Don't worry, you don't need 20 years to catch up. Dr. Bach breaks it all down for us, and it's available now on Amazon. So if you've ever wondered how unique experiences can come together to form your own personal symphony of success, this one's for you. I can't wait to get into it. Albert, Isabel, you have the floor.
Ever feel like entrepreneurship is this kind of exclusive club? Like you need a secret handshake to even get in.
Yeah, like you need an MBA, a trust fund, the whole 9 yards.
Right. But get ready to ditch that idea because in this deep dive, we're hanging out with the ultimate rule breaker.
No, Dr. Bach.
Dr. Bach?
He's not just challenging the playbook, he's like tossing it out the window, writing his own.
And trust me, the man's got stories.
Oh, yeah.
We're digging into his book, Symphony of Skill, which is this fascinating blend of like personal stories and honestly, some unexpectedly profound stuff on success. I mean, how many dentists also hold world records for writing?
Okay, yeah. That's what caught my eye, too. It's like, is there anything this guy can't do?
See, and that's kind of the point he makes right off the bat. It's not about being a one-trick pony, right? It's about embracing all your passions, those different skills, and finding a way to make them work together.
Like an orchestra.
Like an orchestra, but with, maybe less sheet music.
Definitely more improvisation.
A little more improv in there.
And maybe a little more dental floss knowing Dr. Bach. But
of course.
But you've hit the nail on the head. He's living proof that entrepreneurship isn't about fitting into some, predefined mold. Mm-hmm. It's about creating your own unique path, your own blend of talents and experiences.
Okay, all right. So before we go full jazz orchestra meets dental office on this, set the stage for us.
Okay, so picture this. You're fresh out of dental school. You've poured your heart into this demanding career.
Yeah.
But you also have this, undying passion for filmmaking.
Wow.
That's Dr. Bach.
Whoa, talk about a fork in the road. Did he pack his bags for Hollywood?
That internal battle raged, let me tell you. He talks about almost feeling torn between these two completely different paths.
Right.
But ultimately, he chose to return to Montreal and build his dental practice, Mdex.
Okay, see, this is what I love about Dr. Bach's approach, right? It's real. He's not just spitting out some motivational, mumbo jumbo.
No.
He gets the struggle, the doubts, because he's been there.
100%. And that authenticity shines through in his writing. He's incredibly open about facing challenges, from almost going bankrupt in that first year of Mdex to grappling with self-doubt and burnout.
So he's got this incredible drive and resilience, It really shines through.
Yeah.
But what I find really interesting is how he weaves those experiences into his whole philosophy on success.
Absolutely. He doesn't shy away from those tough lessons.
No.
And one of the most powerful, in my opinion, is that chapter title, Don't Put Yourself on Top.
Okay, I'll admit, when I first read that, I was like, wait, isn't that the opposite of what we're told about being an entrepreneur? Shouldn't you be striving for that top spot?
It's a common misconception.
Yeah.
But Dr. Bach, he kind of flips the script. He argues that true confidence, the kind that attracts people to you, comes from a place of service.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example. How does that actually play out in the real world? Beyond just a, catchy phrase.
Okay, he uses this analogy from his dentistry background. Imagine you're in the dentist chair, right? Do you want someone who's arrogant, self-important, leaning over you with a drill?
Hard pass. I'd probably bolt right out of there.
Exactly. But when you feel like your dentist is genuinely invested in your well-being, that they're focused on solving your problem, that's when trust is built. That's confidence.
Right.
And that translates to any field, really.
So it's not about diminishing your accomplishments or playing small. It's just about shifting your focus.
It's a shift from me to how can I help?
How can I help?
Right.
Right.
And that subtle shift can make all the difference. It's about being a problem solver, a collaborator, someone who uplifts others rather than constantly seeking the limelight.
See, and I'm starting to see how this ties into that whole symphony idea. It's about creating harmony, not just blasting your own instrument as loud as possible.
Precisely. And that leads us to another one of Dr. Bach's gems.
As long as I can't do much about it. I don't care.
Okay, that one sounds a little dangerous out of context.
What
Like,
is
should we all just adopt this, like, carefree whatever attitude?
It's not about apathy. It's about choosing your battles wisely. Dr. Back talks about how easy it is to get bogged down by things we can't control.
Oh, yeah.
The past, the opinions of others, even those hypothetical what-if scenarios.
So instead of dwelling on that what if I had gone to Hollywood scenario, he channeled his energy into building this successful dental practice.
Exactly. It's about recognizing what is within your control and focusing your energy there. That makes a lot of sense, especially in entrepreneurship where things are constantly changing. You can't always predict the outcome.
You've got to be adaptable, resourceful, and most importantly, able to let go of the things you can't change. It's about mental clarity, intentionality. You're not getting swept away by every worry or distraction.
It's like that old saying, right? Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
The courage to change the things I can and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yes.
Dr. Back would approve.
He would totally approve that one. And speaking of wisdom, he also talks about tapping into intuition, that gut feeling. There's even a chapter called Don't Think, Feel,
Right.
which I gotta be honest, kind of threw me for a loop at first. It seems like the exact opposite of what we're taught about making smart business decisions.
I get it. It's easy to assume that logic and analysis, those have to be the driving forces in entrepreneurship.
Right.
But Dr. Beck reminds us that sometimes the most innovative ideas, those aha moments, come when we're not hyper-focused on spreadsheets and projections.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we tap into that intuitive side, especially if we're not like naturally inclined towards meditation or anything like that?
Yeah, it's about finding what works for you. Dr. Beck talks about music being his creative spark, like those moments when he's playing piano and suddenly, boom, a solution just appears.
Wow.
Almost like magic. But it could be anything that helps you quiet the mental noise and just tap into a different headspace.
Okay, so it could be taking a walk in nature, listening to music, even just taking a few minutes to daydream, anything like that.
Exactly. It's about finding your personal muse, that thing that just allows your mind to wander and make those unexpected connections.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the best ideas come when we least expect them.
I love that. Okay, this has been so eye-opening. One last nugget of wisdom from Dr. Back's playbook that I want to unpack here, the power of generosity.
Yes.
He talks about how giving back, sharing your skills, sharing your knowledge, it's not just good karma, it's actually good for business.
It's a concept that's so often overlooked, but it's so powerful.
It is.
And he walks the walk. Dr. Back shares this great story about a friend who was starting a business catering to senior citizens.
Okay.
And he was so inspired by his friend's passion that he ended up designing the entire website for free.
Wow, now that's generosity. And I love that he makes the connection between that act of giving and his own creative process being sparked.
Exactly. It's a reminder that generosity creates a ripple effect. When you give freely of your time, your talents, your knowledge, it not only helps others, but it often comes back to you in unexpected, rewarding ways.
Absolutely.
New connections, fresh perspectives, or even just that inner satisfaction that comes from making a difference.
It's like they say, the more you give, the more you receive.
Beautifully put. And who knows, that act of generosity might just spark your next big idea.
I love that. This has been such an incredible deep dive into the world of Symphony of Skill. We've learned so much from Dr. Beck's unique perspective on entrepreneurship, his refreshing honesty about the ups and downs of the journey, and most importantly, all those practical takeaways that we can apply, regardless of where we are in our own careers, our own creative pursuits.
It's been such a pleasure.
And for you, our listener, I want to leave you with this. Dr. Beck encourages us all to create our own truths, to orchestrate our own unique symphonies of skill. So what will your masterpiece sound like? What talents and passions will you weave together? Keep those creative sparks flying, and we'll be right here with you every step of the way. Until next time on The Deep Dive.
And that wraps up another powerful episode. Ready to start composing your own symphony of skill? If today's conversation inspired you to bring together your unique experiences and master your craft, you're going to want to get Dr. Bach's book. Symphony of Skill is available now on Amazon, Kindle, and Apple Books in 51 countries. It's a must-read for anyone serious about leveling up in business and life. And here's some insider news. Dr. Bach is developing a brand new alpha class, his own version of a masterclass, where he'll be sharing even more from his entrepreneurial journey. So stay tuned for more updates on that. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, the Alpha Insider Show is on air every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Until next time, welcome to the Alphas.